All right, we're back for Nintendomain episode 50. We're going to try to do something different on here. If you're listening to the audio version, you'll just hear us talking. But we're going to put something up on our YouTube channel, YouTube/Figmator, of just us talking on Skype, which we haven't done before. So you get to see our beautiful faces now, or whatever you think. You know, you get to see what this is behind the mic, and we're just going to show you. We're just going to show you some of our some Nintendo shit that we have that we think is cool. So
you can decide for yourself if we have a voice for the podcast, voice for the radio.
Yeah, right. Well, if you're like I said, if you're hearing this on the audio one, check it out on YouTube so you can see how ugly.
You can actually see what we're talking about.
Yeah, and you can see us adjust microphones, stuff like that. Anyway, do you want to start it off with? We're just going to show you I don't know, roughly 10 stuff I guess that we have. Just talk about it really quickly. You go.
Yeah,
you go
on our 50th episode, we will show one item for every 5 episodes we've had, for a total of 10 each. Really, that doesn't add up when you add them together, but whatever. So starting with, I think a good.
I thought about doing
place to start would be this.
I thought about doing 50 items, but that's so many.
My friend Scott gave this to me as a gift, and it's a Nintendo sweatshirt, and it's got all the different. It says Punch Out over here.
Zelda.
On the left sleeve, on the right sleeve, it says Legend of Zelda. It says Champ on the front.
Is there a Mario in there anywhere? Nothing on the back?
No, I mean, it looks like part of a pajama set, but I don't think it is. I think it's its own independent sweatshirt. But, yeah. So that's something I like.
Awesome.
It's a cool little thing.
I had a soccer jersey, this purple soccer jersey that says Nintendo on it that I'd completely forgotten about, that I could have worn for this, but I wore my Star Wars sweatshirt instead that I bought in high school because there's a new Star Wars movie that came out. Haven't seen it yet, but we'll on my sister podcast, the Honey Darling Show, we'll talk about it this week. So, if you listen to that, and of course you do, right? You should check that out next week.
I won't be listening to that until I see the movie, which hopefully I'll have seen it before.
All our episodes are spoilers, so we'll spoil the movie and all that. But hopefully it's good. I don't know. A lot of people are saying.
When are you planning on seeing it?
For Monday night. Or Monday
night?
Yeah, I got tickets already. I bought them last week. So, I don't know. We'll see. I know nothing about the movie aside that it's about the plans and all that, so I'm kind of happy going into it like that, I mean, I've seen trailers, but they didn't really tell me anything. But yeah, so yeah, I have a but yeah, that's a total dope shirt. I haven't seen it before, but let's see. Since you did a apparel of clothing, and actually we talked about this on the podcast with John, but here is my plush Mario hat that I got from Club Nintendo. Hopefully you can see it on the thing.
You earned that.
Yeah, I earned this as back when it was cool to be a platinum member for Club Nintendo. I can't really wear it because of my headphones, but it does fit my head, believe it or not. And they didn't ask me for a head size. When this came out, it was either this or or you could fight Doc on Punch Out. I remember that was and I had to go for the physical copy. I had to go for this extra Mario hat because if you ever went to our Libsyn site, there's pictures of me dressed up as Mario wearing this hat on there. So you've probably seen this hat before.
But you were dressed as Cat Mario.
Yeah, as Cat Mario. I got a lion suit, which costs way too much, but whatever.
But you've been since able to reuse, right?
I used it. Yeah, I wore it at the bar this year for Halloween. Because jumpsuits are, and if I ever get into furries, I have that. In case I need to go to some convention. So, what do you got? What do you got for number 2 of your stuff?
Number 2. I think I've talked about this. I believe I talked about that on the Donkey Kong episode, but this is my Sears. Sealed still. I mean, it's been... At this point, you can see some pets have chewed on it a little bit on the edges, but for the most part, it's in good shape. But yeah, it just says the making of Donkey Kong Country, Enter the Jungle. I'm getting a little bit glare. Enter the Jungle the week of November 23rd. So,
wow.
Sears Funtronics. you got a whole bunch of partnership shit happening here, and then I mean the rest of it's just this banana leaf camo.
Yeah,
and I haven't actually opened it up to watch it, but I mean it's on YouTube, so I just do that.
Yeah, it has that's the same packaging as the Nintendo Power video that we talked about. So I wonder if it's similar. Like it had the same thing, like with the leaves, it was all green all the way around. And
but it didn't say Sears Funtronics or whatever.
It didn't say Sears Funtronics on it. That's the only difference. But it had like Donkey Kong in the same spot, and it said like making of Donkey Kong, and they show like them making the models and all that in there. So who knows? I mean, that's cool. It's sealed. So
was that the first video with the treehouse?
Yeah, but I think it's because I
have that in the episode.
I have that copy. It's at my mom's house still, but it looks like that. I don't have any. I don't think I have any videos here, but I do have a little game system. If maybe you've heard of, called Game and Watch. Actually, it's not even really a system. It's like you could buy different sets of these. Jess bought me this for Christmas, which is like an awesome gift. But she got me.
That looks like a DS.
She got me the Donkey Kong one. Yeah, the original DS. It doesn't. It's not on right now. It does work. I don't have the batteries in there because it doesn't. There's no way to turn it off and on and off with the batteries in there. But yeah, this is the Donkey Kong one. It's super hard. It's only one level, but I think it's totally cool. It's totally DS. One button and pad, and game A/B time, all that. I played it a couple times.
The original mobile game.
Yeah, original Game and Watch. Super cool thing. Like I don't think she got it for a total arm and a leg, but I think it's super rad. I mean, it's probably one of the coolest things that I didn't have, because I have most of the Nintendo systems, and this is one that I didn't have, and now I have it. So that's totally rad. It's my number 2.
That is, man. That's fucking cool. Let me show you a little thing that I think is really bad. Got one of these guys.
Yeah, the Power Glove.
I like my Power Glove. I don't have all of the hardware for it, so it's actually kind of useless. I don't actually have a game. Well, I think I could use it for some of the games I have, but it's a very quirky thing. No one ever really liked this thing, I don't think, other than the guy and the wizard. But it's a badass thing to have. I mean, I've got my cord wrapped around it right now, but combined with this sweatshirt with the Power Glove, I look pretty badass. So that alone.
If you have the Mario hat too, then you could you'll have the whole thing.
I do have a Mario hat.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, John, so the Power Glove.
Yeah, John has one of those too. Like I didn't know if you had one, but did you order it online, or did you have it from childhood, or where did you get it from?
My brother gave this to me as a gift, probably about 10 years ago, maybe longer, maybe. He had found it at a garage sale when he was still in high school, so it's probably been at least 10 years, maybe 15. But yeah, man, it's
such a weird thing, because like all it really does is like the glove doesn't even really do anything, right? It's just
you play racing games. You kind of do this.
Well, that's what Lucas did, but could you actually do that?
No. It requires it's a very similar looking device as the sensor pad for the Wii, the original Wii, but it's got like 3 different sensors that you have to put around your TV, and I don't have those, and I've never even tried. But I mean, as far as I know, this thing works. I've never actually hooked it up. Well, I plugged it into a Nintendo, and it didn't work very well. But I thought maybe I could still use it as a controller, like all this stuff. But it's got a lot of. So yeah, there you go. Power Glove.
My third thing, this is something that could go in a Power Glove, I guess, but probably one of the weirdest Nintendo promo things ever. I don't know if you guys remember this, but
I used to have one of those.
Nintendo sent out these mannequin hands for when the DS launched. It's like super creepy.
I'm glad you still have yours.
And of course I do. Like, I would never throw anything away like this. But like, what's so weird about it is like it has nothing on it that says Nintendo whatsoever.
Oh.
So anybody who didn't look it up would say like, oh, that's just a fucking mannequin hand. But no, this was sent to me from Nintendo. There was a contest. You're supposed to take pictures of this hand touching different things for the whole DS touch stuff promo. It's ridiculous. It's a fucking hand.
Touchy stuff.
Yeah, it's like you could get so vulgar with this if you wanted to, like take it and like put it on whatever. But yeah, it's such a weird, bizarre. I had completely forgotten about it, but yeah, when we were talking about showing stuff, you're like, "Wish I still had the mannequin hand." I'm like, "Oh, dude, I bet I have the mannequin hand still." So I found it. It's like totally a lady's hand. Like look at the fingernails.
It's a left hand, right?
Yeah, it is a left hand also. Like Miyamoto, he's left-handed.
Maybe that's Miyamoto's hand.
And
maybe he has his delicate long fingers.
Link is left-handed also. There's my number 3.
That's baller. Yeah, you have to look that up on YouTube sometime. Cue the listener or the watcher like the hand, and hopefully some people did some shit with it. Put their videos up. I don't know.
I'm sure you'll find some weird stuff on there. Hopefully.
Well, let's go back to the clothes. This was a little gift from my dad. I think he found it at a garage sale, so I trust they were clean. I cleaned them a few times to make sure they don't have any weird stains on them. But these are Super Mario Brothers 2 boxers. As you can see,
oh nice.
Mario looks like he's about to have to change his boxers.
Yeah, he's about to take it down.
You got the mushrooms and you got the veggies and you got.
And you got some spiky-looking dudes, those jumpy guys.
Uh-huh.
They're in Super Mario Run. Those jumpy guys are.
Oh, there we go.
The spike jumpy guys.
Oh wait, shit! This is the guy I want to show. That guy.
Oh, Bob-em?
Best thing about Mario 2. Him and the Shy Guy, but awesome things that carried over from that game. So yeah, just a pair of boxers. I don't think I can fit these, but they are definitely from the late '80s.
Nice.
So that's cool, I guess.
Late '80s. Speaking of
late '80s boxers.
Speaking of the late '80s, I guess we'll show this. This is a Nintendo trophy. They used to sell these in the late '80s. This is mine from when I was a kid. Mario normally had like a fire flower here in his hand, but it's fallen off over the year. You can tell this is actually mine because it has a Ghostbusters 2 sticker right on the back here, and under Mario's foot. I don't know if the cameras can see it. There's a little piece of slime that I stuck there also.
A little ectoplasm.
Yeah, from the same. It's from the same Ghostbusters sticker set. But yeah, apparently these are expensive online. There's like a Punch-Out one. There's a Kid Icarus one. There's a Legend of Zelda one. And down at the bottom, I never wrote it down because I never beat Super Mario Brothers when I had it. But it says like your name and score and all that. There's a little thing you can write on the bottom.
You can personalize your trophy.
But yeah, you write down your personal high score and all that. It's pretty rad. Like Mario, like back when he used to have his red pants. I mean, I think it's fucking cool as shit.
So did it come with stickers for each of the games that you could put on the back there? Do you remember?
I mean, this one was already on here. I didn't put that sticker there.
Okay.
But this thing, I think
strange they didn't choose Raccoon Mario.
I think it came with a couple of these. Well, I think this is Super Mario Brothers 1. That's why he had a fire flower had fire in his hand.
Oh, I thought it was Mario 3 in the background.
Oh no, it's just it's 1. And there's just a castle and there's like a mushroom and some plant life down here. And right at the bottom here, you can see it's engraved. It says Super Mario Brothers. So yeah, it's pretty rad. It's it's a cool thing. Like look them up on eBay. They're not cheap. I'd like to get the rest of them. There's like 6 of them, but I have to just be okay with having that one. But yeah, that's my number 4 here. Keeping track.
Well, I guess we're working on smooth segues, and I gotta bring this guy out. I showed him on a previous episode, last video episode we did, but this is what we like to call Front Butt Mario.
Yeah, that was our preview. If you actually watched any of our YouTube stuff, which some people have, I guess.
Ass in the back and ass in the front. That's nice.
You got to give him.
But yeah, this guy doesn't have his hat.
Yeah, they say you got to give him the hat. You got to give him the plush hat from Club Nintendo so he can have a hat. Then he'd have one. Right?
But when I first saw this thing, I didn't think it was for real. And what made me, where I actually realized this was for real without researching it, was when I saw this in was it the Star Fox video? Pretty sure we showed that one.
Yeah, it was in the Star Fox one.
Device. And I'm like, holy shit, I have this video because we were going to do a Star Fox episode. So I watched the video on YouTube. And one of the 3. And I was like, holy shit, I have that Mario. I mean, he still had his hat and everything, but then I realized it was the exact same one I had. Well, Maybe not the model they use, but yeah. So that's what I like to call front butt Mario. He's heavy on the bottom, so he can stand in your hand.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I didn't know. Like I was like blown away that you had that. Like that's crazy.
I wish I had his head, but that's long gone at this point. And by the way, I haven't had that since my youth or anything. That was another gift from my dad that he found.
That's awesome though. I don't know. This is I don't know if you can see this on my phone. There's the Punch Out trophy, and this is selling for like $500 on eBay of that Mario one that I saw, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's we're continuing in toys. Let's okay. So these I found these at a store in Chicago that had some Japanese toys in it. I have 2 of these. I don't think it's
a
Monkey Ball. I got Monkey Ball toys. They're I and Gon. They came in one set with 2 of them, and you can open the balls up, and they come out. The monkey guys too. There's Gon. He was always my favorite with the game. He had all the power for bowling, and I also have an I stuffed animal also, but I didn't. I figured I'd stick to one Monkey Ball thing, because the Monkey Ball Adventure game for GameCube, if you pre-sold it, you got the Monkey Ball toys. But yeah, these are actual Japanese toys that they sold.
Look at cinnamon roll
that I found at a junk store in Chicago. So it's pretty rad. I and Gon, and they have nice little stands that they go on that have their names on them. So there's like Gons
and then they fit in the balls
and I's, and then it says Super Monkey Ball on the front and all that. So I thought that was a really cool thing. I actually forgot that I had. I found those guys while I was looking for the mannequin hand that was like in my storage area in the back. So it's pretty rad. But yeah, I counted those as one thing because they're roughly the same thing. So that's my number 5. Yeah, number 5.
Well, I'm digging a little deeper now. Well, not really digging deeper, actually. Just I think I've shown my cool stuff already. What I mean to say, but this thing's pretty cool. I also talked about this in a previous episode, but I don't think I ever showed it before. What we got here is a Super Mario World Game Watch.
Oh yeah, we did talk a bunch about that in the Pokemon Go episode. I think we talked a lot about Super Mario Watch. But now you actually can
see it there. And it's working. I mean, I've got batteries in it and everything. It's still functional.
Can you?
It actually has.
Say, can you turn it on so we can hear the sound, the music?
Yeah, there's a headphone jack. But yeah, let's do that.
Just hold it up to the mic. Just play it for a second, because I know you said that it had some music in it on that episode. We did. If you remember how to turn it on. I think I heard something.
I do. I just have to make sure I have the sound turned on.
I feel like I'm hearing some sort of weird... Oh, there it is.
That's the sounds it makes. Let's see. Yeah. Let's get the end song. I got 1 life left. It's very shrill. Imagine wearing headphones listening to this.
Yeah, I don't know why you would. I was hoping there was some Koji Kondo stuff in there, but I guess not.
We get the That's probably the main theme that you get out of it. But,
oh, sure.
Yeah,
that's cool though.
The headphone jack's what blows me away. I don't know why anyone would ever. Kids probably thought that was fucking sweet at the time.
They probably did. And
but yeah, this thing's worth a few bucks. It's
sure.
Collectible.
Speaking of headphone jacks, oh wait, no, I don't have anything to do with headphone jacks. But what else do I got here? Well, I guess this is from a rockin' good game. This is a weird bobblehead thing that I also found while I was looking for the hand. This is the bobblehead of Beautiful Joe, but it's him not as Beautiful Joe. It's him as just Joe before he becomes the superhero. And I actually have bobbleheads. I have a bobblehead of Samus also, which is pretty cool. But I think this one's weirder. Like, this was actually a pre-sale thing that I got for Beautiful Joe 1 on GameCube, which if you haven't played that game, you should check it out. It's super cool. But yeah, this is such a weird... He has his HMD shirt, which he wears through the whole... throughout the whole game. And
which I don't remember what HMD means.
They never explain it. It's just a shirt that he wears through the whole game. But yeah.
They just kind of looks like it.
And it says Capcom on the back, if you can see
Joe
it.
Everyman.
It's engraved. It's engraved in the back. It says Capcom, and it says Joe on this side. His head is always like kind of weirdly like he's always looking down at you because his chin is like always up. So it's a strange.
Because of that goat.
Bobblehead.
Because of that goatie's sweet goatee. Is.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my number. Is that you keeping track? Is that 7?
Shit, I don't remember.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's my 6th thing that I have.
Alright, so on to my 6th thing, I guess. My 6th thing is not necessarily a collectible item from the past in every sense of the word, but it is. This is my custom Game Boy Advance that I play a lot. I bought a shell for it on the internet.
Oh, nice.
This is an AGS 101, so this is the one with the brighter screen, but I bought some blue buttons for it. I had to go to a few different websites to get all the pieces for it, but
oh, nice.
it's good. It's the it's the better, people would say the better model. So.
Oh yeah. I always wanted one of those ones with the with the fancy screen.
It gets even brighter.
Yeah.
You can't really see that on a webcam, but
it's
fucking bright. And it looks really good.
It's good enough.
I got a... What am I playing on it right now? Let's see. Oh, looks like I'm playing Final Fantasy VI.
Oh, nice.
A game that I thought might be. But yeah, this rig alone is one of my favorite ways I've ever played Final Fantasy VI. It's just this little tiny Game Boy Advance.
It's a great game.
So, I love it. Yeah. And building these things is fun. One of these days, you should try to do it yourself.
It's totally cool, yeah. Nice.
One of my favorite things that I have.
Speaking of Final Fantasy VI, I actually have. I was looking through my old Nintendo Powers because this actually does have to do with Final Fantasy VI. Because I was looking through my old Nintendo Powers just to see. I was like, which one do I have that's the oldest? Maybe I can show that. But no, what I did instead is I found this old strategy guide for Final Fantasy 1. If I can fit it on there.
Oh damn, that's the original one.
And this is back when Nintendo Power actually issued strategy guides as a volume. So this is volume number 17, Final Fantasy 1. I also have, I may have a couple of them. I also have Super Mario 3, which is volume 13. This is the Super Mario 3 guide, which is pretty cool. But yeah, they have and just because I said speaking of Final Fantasy 3, this is my Final Fantasy 3/6 strategy guide, which I use so much that the binding came apart. So I taped it with duct tape. It's held together with duct tape. So
I remember that in the Mario 3 one.
This is my Final Fantasy guide that I used when I was in high school when I played the shit out of Final Fantasy 3/6. But what's cooler is the Final Fantasy 1. I'm going to use this on my NES Classic to play through it because I haven't played through all of it yet. And also, just for the fun of it, there's this in there also. The guide to Pokemon 1, which has where is it? It has stickers in it, which I've taken some out and used whenever in '97 when I got it. But this is one that I used when the game came out. So, just some old Nintendo Power stuff that I thought I'd show that I thought was pretty cool. Especially the
That's
old,
really cool, man.
Especially the old like red strategy guide stuff. That was like when they were actually, because these ones you got separately from the magazine, but they used to put them out as an issue. So this was that issue of that month was the Final Fantasy 1 and the Super Mario 3 before that. So
imagine how much that would suck to have a subscription to Nintendo Power and not care about a game, and then you get a strategy guide 1 month for that game. Like, damn it, I don't care about the game.
Well, I didn't have.
Final Fantasy.
Well, I didn't have Final Fantasy 1, and I never played it. I didn't know what it was, so I didn't really care. All I had was Dragon Warrior. So as far as RPG stuff went at that time, so yeah.
Well, my next item, I believe yours is probably in better shape. Mine, I'm about to get into refurbishing it. So let me show you it in pieces. First off, this controller should look familiar to a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like a GameCube
Virtual
controller.
Boy. Yeah, I thought about it.
That's my Virtual Boy. I have two of these. They're both in kind of bad shape. Both of the visors are kind of fucked up on them. As you can see, I've just taken the visor off. And the stand, which is notorious for breaking, is broken.
Yeah.
It's in pieces right now. It still works, but the screen's messed up. So technically it doesn't work right. But
sure.
Supposedly there's a few sites I found online, and if I find one of those, Trey, I'll send you a link. Maybe we can put it on documentation
for sure.
Whatever. But there are some people that will fix these. You just have to pay to ship them both ways. Yeah. And pay for a service fee to have them fixed. But I plan on getting these fixed. I have two of them, so I have two controllers. And I have... I'm not going to try to get it out right now. I have two of these guys, which are the adapter, so you don't have to use batteries.
Oh, nice.
It's an actual... You actually have a Super Nintendo adapter to it. Do you have one of these?
I don't think so.
It's the actual Super Nintendo plug right there. So you just take your adapter from your Super Nintendo and you plug it into this thing, which slides into the battery compartment. And these things are going for a pretty penny on eBay, and I have two of them. So they actually might, at this point, they might be worth more than the rest of the system since it's not fully functional at the moment. But yeah, I like these. I have two controllers and two systems. There was never a link cable. The only way to play link cable games on the Virtual Boy is to get two controllers, basically cut the quick cables off and solder them together or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
That's a link.
Wow, yeah. Cool.
One of these days, maybe a huge project of the future, but first goal is to get my Virtual Boy running again because I want to play Wario.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So I think I'm on 8 now. You try to get through these last two in like 10 minutes before the auto gets messed up. This is something I had when I was a kid. This is the novelization of Metal Gear 1 on NES. Somebody wrote a book about it. This actually existed. They made. Do you remember any of these? They made novelizations of video games.
Mm.
You can see this is Kyle Reese right here from Terminator 1 on the front. That's it was modeled after the Metal Gear 1. They basically took a picture from Terminator and put it on the front and said this is the game. But yeah, that's totally 100% Kyle Reese from Terminator. But yeah, it's the novelization of the Metal Gear game. Like, see, it's a book. Like, somebody wrote a book about it's not Hideo
cigarettes in it.
It's not Hideo Kojima, obviously. It says it's created by FX9. I don't know who wrote it. It doesn't say, but I'm wondering like how much. Yeah, it's obviously not okay. It says so. There's other books. There's a Blaster Master book. There's Castlevania 2, Ninja Gaiden, and Wizard and Warriors. They're also novelizations of those games that you can get. So, written by Alexander Frost. Yeah, but it's not even. His name is Justin Haley. He's not even called Big Boss or Snake or anything like that. So they obviously they didn't consult Hideo Kojima on it. But I think it's pretty amazing that these existed in the 80s. This is one.
So it's like when
I was a kid.
What they call it, a junior adult novel.
Yeah,
like
I guess
something for like kids in there, like maybe 10 through like 14 or something.
Well, it's only like 122 pages long. So there you go. and then it recommends other books that they wrote that are not about video games at the end. But yeah. So that's pretty silly. So I have to figure I'd show that. What else do you got?
Well, I think I've talked about these before. Hopefully I don't make too much of a racket here. Because I forgot to get them out before we started recording. Alright, here we go. That would be these guys. I purchased these late last fall.
Oh, the shoes. Nice.
Yeah, these are my shoes. These are my, which I guess the segue would have been better earlier when we were talking about Donkey Kong, but these are the Donkey Kong ones. The Donkey Kong Vans.
Very nice.
I like them. I've only worn them in public once. I guess at this point they're no longer pristine or whatever. But yeah, I like them. The box is particularly cool because it looks like an NES. It's even got all the, like, if you rotate it around, you can see all the different spots where the plugs
and stuff. Yeah, that's crazy. Nice.
So that's really cool. Nice attention to detail there. And then there's the controllers on top. Like, you know, you'd leave them plugged in, but just have them sitting on top of the console. So very classic chic.
It's a badass box for sure.
But
game over. Cool yeah. In case you ever want to kick somebody in the face, they can see that. They can see game over.
Just don't do over a game, because then they might think you're just over some game they were playing. But
sure.
I don't know what I'm going to do with these because I love them. I guess I bought these last year. I've only worn them in public once, and even then I was feeling really self-conscious about not getting them dirty, which is maybe how people are when they care about things.
Sure. Well, here's my number 9. It's kind of big, but I think it's awesome. This is the promo thing for Animal Crossing 1 on GameCube. I got this from GameStop for free. I don't know if you can actually see it. I think you have to
I can see it.
Come back here. But yeah, it has has all the characters in it. It has all the Animal Crossing characters in it. There's the museum here, and there's some of the characters and.
Oh, the Able Sisters, where you could use your Game Boy Advance to design.
Yeah, and the post office. I don't know if KK's on here or not. I don't think he is.
I'm sure he is.
There's Cube. There's Cube, my favorite guy there. But yeah, this was hanging from the ceiling. There's Nook's Cranny. It's hanging from the ceiling at
There he is. I saw him. He's on the bottom there.
Oh yeah, he's right here. He's right here in the middle. But yeah, this thing's super cool to me. It's a house that has people living in it, and it's all 3D. You know, it comes up cascades.
Yeah, one of the GameStop employees put that together. Probably put some time into it, and then you got it for free.
Another one of my favorite Nintendo paraphernalia stuff that I have. I have a bunch of these. I have a Metroid Prime 2 stand-up and a Minish Cap stand-up, but this one is the only one that I thought I could actually show. You know, but yeah, it's super rad.
That's pretty cool, man.
I like it. The very first Animal Crossing, and you know, they don't really do stuff like this as much. Have paper ad stuff that you can get, and all I had to do was just say "Hey, give me that" when you're done with it, because they throw them away. So yeah, I got my Animal Crossing stuff. There used to be two windows here, but they obviously fell off. I think they fell off before I got it, but yeah, and it says population growing and all that on the top. But yeah, it was a weird thing for a game that nobody really knew anything about when it came out. So,
what was that? Your 8th or your 9th thing?
That's my 9th. So one more thing, and then we're out. We can make
we'll do one more thing each.
Yeah. Well, you gotta. I started, so you do a thing, I do a thing, and then you do a thing.
Okay. Well, then I'll show you this thing. I really like this, and I haven't had much to do with it yet, but I'm gonna hang it up eventually. But
is it a quilt? Oh, nice.
It's a crocheted super mushroom. I'll maybe have it back a little more. You can see it a little better.
I can see it, yeah.
I took part in an online Secret Santa last year, and this is what I got in the mail, and it was handmade by the person who sent it to me. They obviously really cared about it because they gave me instructions, handwritten instructions for how to take care of it. And, the way it was packaged, it had kind of crinkled up the way it was folded, and they're like, you have to roll it up this way and do this, that, and the other to get it to flatten out. And they said, it's a rug, but it'd probably work better as a wall hanging. So this thing's really cool. Like I said, it's handmade. It's really good quality, and I want to hang it somewhere, and I'm just trying to find the perfect spot for it. Probably here in my office somewhere, but or my future game room, but one of a kind right here. One of a kind.
Yeah. Cool. This is kind of like it's I'm gonna do two, just because one of them's kind of just a funny thing. This it's like a consolation prize, I guess, or whatever, like a nod to whatever you call it, honorable mention. This is a Mario toy from Mario 3. I think it was either like Burger King or McDonald's that had it, but it's a culmination of a toy that I had and a toy that you had. This is the shoe from a sock monkey that you had. So I took my toy and put it in the shoe, and it's kind of like a Kuribo Mario, and I think it's funny because I used to like have it on my car when we used to drive around and all that. So I thought I should show
Mario
it.
with the shoe, he stayed in there.
Yeah. I thought I should show it just because it's something that we built together, I guess. Kind of just stuck it together, and it was my shoe Mario I have. But one thing I just had to show it, I guess, just to prove that I have it. Here's my Dragon Warrior that I got when I was a kid. This is just bringing out here the one from '86 that I beat recently this year. Here it is, my Dragon Quest that I got for free from Nintendo Power. I figured I should put a game in there somewhere, so there you go. Good old Dragon Quest. This is gold on the back, but yeah, it still works. I beat it this year.
Did you get that with your Nintendo Power? I can't remember.
Yeah, I ordered. Well, my mom had to cancel our subscription and restart it to get the free game, but we did get the free game. So yeah, I just had to show my Dragon Quest, Dragon Warrior. I know these ones aren't worth that much, but I know 2 and 3 and 4 are worth more. But just to prove, here it is. Here's my cartridge that I got when I was a kid that I beat, that I talk about so much because I like that series.
Well, then I'm gonna have to change my last name.
Was it Dragon Warrior?
No, it's not Dragon Warrior. It's something else I talked about a lot, so I'm gonna show my copy of it.
Oh, is that Dino Wars?
Of course, obviously not a copy from when I was a kid.
Put it on the right side. Right, there you go. There it is. Dino Wars.
Obviously not my copy as a child, because it's $1.29, but I have played this game through completely recently for the podcast.
Keep it on there so people know. So people know, so you know how much it costs, right? Well, cool.
But really, I mean, I think that's it. I mean, the last thing I wanted to show was actually not as cool as showing off a game that I actually had that I played. So, Dino Wars is better than what I was going to show. I was just going to show I'll show it anyway. I was just going to show my new 3DS, and I love that plate.
That is a cool plate.
It's Mario Maker before they even announced Mario Maker for the 3DS, so it's kind of cool that I actually have Mario Maker on here now, but originally it didn't really make any sense. And, well, it's like all special mushroom characters, so it's pretty funny that those aren't in there. In a sense, they are. We didn't really talk about this episode. There is a way to get some of them, but it's not through, like, actual special mushrooms.
Oh, sure.
And now I just broke it. No, I didn't break it.
That's broken. All right. So, well, and that's our 10 stuff that we have. Do I sound all right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is our video. This is our video thing. First thing we're doing it. If we're like completely not on the right side, or you don't see all of us, sorry. But hopefully you can see the stuff that was in there. That's been our episode 50. Nintendomain. We're your hosts. I'm Trey Johnson. This is.
I'm Jereme. I'm Jereme Champ Mikowski.
Episode 50, Champ Mikowski. Give us a ring. Send us an email at nintendomain.podcast@gmail.com and say hello. Have a Merry Christmas. I don't know if we're going to do a show next week or not. We might do a Christmas episode. But if not, Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Thanks for listening to us, and have a good 2016. In case we don't see you until 2017. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Rate us on iTunes. Give us some ratings and all that. See you later.
See ya.